My enemies are many. My equals are none. In the shade of olive trees, they said Italy could never be conquered. In the land of pharaohs and kings, they said Egypt could never be humbled. In the realm of forest and snow, they said Russia could never be tamed. Now they say nothing. They fear me, like a force of nature, a dealer in thunder and death. I say, I am Napoleon. I am Emperor.
A new Alexander the Great. For the first time, I no longer considered myself a mere general, but a man called upon to decide the fate of peoples. Hello, bonjour, welcome to the Ragnarok Total War channel for some old school Total War. Today we're launching the first of my Napoleon Bonaparte campaigns. We're setting out from France with the Army of the Revolution. Our objective is to sweep across northern Italy, crushing the Austrians in our wake, and seize Vienna. I have a lot of love for this game, guys. Even though I've played less than 100 hours in it, it's one that I've been really aching to play, and yeah, I don't know, I hope you guys are excited for this too, because I think this game is probably the most cinematic of the Total Wars. Just the art style, and I think they really captured the mood of this era of warfare in this game. Just a beautiful game all around, and I think it still holds up pretty well. I mean, it does feel a little dated in certain areas, but the battles themselves actually feel like battles. The maps are huge, and it's artillery warfare. I love artillery warfare. So the guns, the muskets, I'm not crazy about, but yeah, looking forward to using some of this artillery. So we're gonna be playing the Italian campaign, obviously, and yeah, just a little bit of background. Growing up, I was fascinated with the life and career of Napoleon Bonaparte. He was a genius in many respects, a brilliant tactician, a peerless administrator, and one of the greatest strategists who have ever lived. Yet, at the same time, he was a monster, a megalomaniac whose insatiable lust for power ultimately destroyed himself, set all of Europe ablaze, and wiped out an entire generation of men in France. Right, so before we get right into this, just a couple of notes quickly. Sorry guys, words are hard. Episode length will be 30 minutes to 2 hours long. The only reason I'm saying 2 hours long is because sometimes the battles in this can really drag on, and I don't plan on cutting anything. I want to play the battles in their entirety, and there could be a lot of them. I find the testing and stuff that I've done for this campaign, that usually, so long as you don't make any major blunders, usually you can get a much better result than the auto resolve, even when you do have superior numbers. Yeah, so this first episode should air on the shorter end of things, but they could go to a maximum of 2 hours long. So schedule wise, we're going to be doing Tuesdays and Thursdays for now. I do have something big in the works that is going to be a regular staple on the channel for Thursdays, but we're going to wait a couple weeks before I get that started and posted on the channel. So And then the last thing, I'm going to be reading excerpts from Alan Schom's biography of Napoleon at the beginning and end of each episode. Bibliographic information will be in the video description. I think the format that I'm going to use for this is just I'm going to do like a very brief quote from Schom at the beginning of the episode, and then for those of you who are actually interested in some of the background, some of the history of Napoleon, stay tuned at the end of the episode and I'll read through a couple of paragraphs, just because usually what I do is I like to read during the end turns, but the end turns in this are super quick, so there's just really no time to do that during the end turns. So I'm going to give you guys a little tidbit at the beginning of the episode, and then at the end of the episode there'll be a little bit more detail. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that, because it is actually a very, very interesting story, and just his campaign in Italy really was on a knife's edge for a big part of it. Right. Yeah, and of course, guys, feedback, criticism, and advice, it's always welcome. The best way to support the channel is to let me know what you like and don't like about my Let's Plays. I want to try and improve. I'm doing my best to continue pumping out the content and just make the content as good quality as possible. And I just want to play campaigns that you guys enjoy, the campaigns that I enjoy. So that's about it. In any case, let's crack on here. So, Italy. The new revolutionary republic of France is under threat from all the old reactionary nations of Europe. It is clear that there are no options other than war, and that the utter ruination of France is the only aim of Austria and France's other enemies. The Austrians are motivated by fear. They fear their own people will follow the same revolutionary path. The Austrians can be confronted in Germany and northern Italy. Austria's possessions in Italy are ready for liberation. The other states of Italy bear watching, but should not be able to stand against the righteous anger of the French people. General Napoleon Bonaparte, in charge of the army of Italy's artillery, has been appointed command the entire army. It is his duty to hold on to France's territory in the Italian peninsula. This is, however, an ambitious and skillful man, and he has plans to drive the Austrians out of Italy and back to the gates of Vienna.
Some men live a simple life, while others have a fire that threatens to engulf the world. I do not know when the fire in Napoleon first burned. Perhaps he had always had a destiny, but sometimes destiny can use a little help, or even a revolution. The old ways were drowned in a tide of blood. A man could be whatever he wanted if he could weather the storm. In 1796, Napoleon was sent to command the army of Italy. We knew that Austria would fight in Germany. We knew the Italian campaign had become pointless. Napoleon thought differently. That was his talent. I will lead you through the most fertile plains in the world. You will find there honor, glory, and riches, he told us. The soldiers listened, but they didn't believe. They had long been without hope, without glory.
It is a crucial time in the war between France and the coalition. With the majority of French forces engaging Austria in the Rhineland, you've been placed in command of the destitute Armée d'Italie near the French-Italian border. Faced with impending invasion from Austrian forces stationed in Italy, it is vital that you address your army's dire situation and secure a foothold in the region before setting your sights on Austria itself. Capture Klagenfurt, and your forces will have a clear path to Vienna. The Stronghold of Mantua may prove to be a challenging obstacle, although its seizure is vital if you hope to weaken the Austrian position in Italy. You will also face resistance from Austria's coalition ally, the Kingdom of Piedmont, Sardinia. Subjugating this nation, along with any other Italian states that stand in your way, will ensure you sufficient resources to crush the Austrians and overthrow the coalition once and for all.
Alright, cool. Turn this off. Mission issued, the March on Vienna. Description, Mon General. Now that you have assumed command of the Armée d'Italie, you must prepare for the invasion of Austria. As we speak, our forces in the Rhineland are readying to advance into the Tyrol. If we are to have any hope of seizing Vienna, we must be in a position to support our forces when the time comes. To this end, we have been charged by the Directory to invade Carinthia and capture Klagenfurt, from whence we will be able to stage our glorious march on Vienna. Reward, a clear path to Vienna. Alright, very nice. So, what do we start with here? We've got Jean-Andre Messina, General Staff, a couple of Revolutionary Infantry, some National Guard.
Oui, monsieur.
We've got Jean Surier, General Staff, got some Light Cav, 6-pound foot artillery. We've got some light infantry, and then some more revolutionary infantry and militia. And then over here we have Napoleon Bonaparte. He's got a unit of dragoons, 2 units of 6-pound foot artillery. We've got some grenadiers of the line. We do have some fusiliers of the line, and then some more revolutionary infantry and national militia. Alright, so our first priority is to take down Piedmont, Sardinia. So we're going to be pushing for this settlement and this settlement right away, and then hopefully we can crush this army next turn in between the two armies. We could march up here, hit this army with Napoleon's force, but I think it's just more prudent to go straight for the settlement here. So we're not going to be doing a ton of building in this campaign early on. We'll probably do a little bit of building in these initial provinces, provided we can secure them all. Mainly because yeah, it's a very short campaign. It starts early April 1796 and ends, let's see, where's the objective? Fort missions, victory conditions. So we have to get over to here by late December 1797. So it's 2 turns per month. So a very short campaign. Less than 50 turns. Anyway, let's get started. Let's head for Genoa. So, reason I'm coming in here and taking this first is because if we go around it, the army is not going to have enough movement to lay siege. Now, you can always get a little bit of additional movement with your general and lay siege. However, in this game, it is paramount to deploy your troops properly and just take the best advantage of the terrain possible, which is really, oh, for fuck's sake. Wow.
Commencez le siège!
Wait for the rest of the army. Yeah, anyway, oh, we're lucky there because in this, they can, the force, as you're making your approach to the settlement, they can, what they'll do is they'll sally out and intercept the army occasionally. So, just very lucky that Napoleon didn't get intercepted there while he was trotting over there on his own. Anyway, so what I was saying is, wow, for fuck's sake.
Monsieur, vos ordres, porcherie!
The deployment is extremely important. Alright, well, a kind of fucked that up. I guess we're gonna have to do this fight without deploying. These will come in as reinforcements, but anyway, yeah, first blunder of the campaign already. We're only what, just over 15 minutes in, and blunder. Anyway, we should have had enough movement to bring the army in there and lay siege, which means we would have been able to deploy all of our troops right away. But now we're gonna have to wait for them to show up as reinforcements, and then we're gonna have to redeploy them. And the units move very slow in this game. But in any case, we should probably take a look at the battlefield, and we'll try and see if we can get a little bit of work done with the dragoons. We need the dragoons to take out the artillery, so if we can get that done right away, that would be fantastic. Just wondering if there's somewhere we can hide them. Doesn't look like it. I think our reinforcements should come in right back here somewhere. Have to wait and see. Anyway, Napoleon, we'll hide you in the forest here, I guess. Not you. I'm Napoleon in the forest, I suppose. Actually, oh, maybe you can't hide the generals. Alright, well, stay back here on this hilltop. And the dragoons, I think I'm gonna bring them around here and see if we can swing around in behind the artillery. Alright, we'll leave this on until our reinforcements start to show up. I'm not sure where that's gonna be. Oh, it's right over here. Alright, well, Napoleon should probably make your way over there as well. Alright, let's see if we can get to those right away. And I guess set up the artillery right here. Like an okay spot. Alright, a little bit lucky here. We're able to get in here before they got any shots off, and that they backed off the rest of their troops from the artillery. We'll get our own artillery set up, and then we'll start launching some volleys into their troops. So good job. Didn't even lose a man there. That's fucking fantastic. The AI doesn't usually do a very good job of protecting their artillery. I mean, there are certain occasions when they do an okay job. One of the things with cavalry that you really have to watch out for in this game are the deployables. I don't see any here, but they can wipe out a cavalry unit so fast. So, yeah, I mean, if these guys would have rushed us, we probably would have been in a lot of trouble here. We wouldn't have had time to deploy. But the AI in the older Total Wars, very, very passive at times. Whereas the newer Total Wars can be overly aggressive. I think I'll like this spot right here, just get out of the trees. We'll take a look at the units while we get into position for the Fusiliers of the line. These are going to be the most elite infantry that we can get a hold of in this campaign. And then the Revolutionary Infantry. Here's the guns pulled by the horses here. I don't think we can actually recruit any of the Grenadiers of the line or the Dragoons. They're just Napoleon's starting units. try and make good use of these, but more than likely I'm going to be using these and the dragoons as sort of like Napoleon's personal bodyguard throughout the campaign.
État-major des généraux, à vos ordres.
Oh, let's you position Napoleon here on the hill. And the dragoons will just position here. One of the things that I'm not terribly keen on is the by default they just walk, the units, and I'm so used to the controls in the newer Total Wars that does become a bit of a struggle at times. I'm gonna bring the grenadiers on this side of the artillery. Dragoons, we'll move them out to the wing a little bit. Oh, for fuck's sake. Whoops. I forgot about those guys. Anyway, let's get into formation. That's the other thing. The reinforcements, as they come onto the field, they will just keep marching straight forward. I don't even know if they stop, if they just keep marching straight forward. Revolutionary infantry. These guys are, I don't know, you can't quite tell right now because I have control of them, but if you look closely, these guys are barefoot, which actually some of the troops, as we read through Schom's book of a biography of Napoleon, some of his troops were actually barefoot as well. The army was really in a pitiful state when Bonaparte arrived in northern Italy to take command. Alright, we're almost into position. Finally. Get these cannons firing in a moment. Only thing I don't like, I mean, I like the grenadiers. They're a very strong unit. They're very good in melee. And they've got, though I haven't really used the grenades a whole lot, but the grenades I'm pretty sure can be pretty devastating used correctly. Oh, this is their artillery. You guys are taking your sweet ass time to get off the field. I mean, we could eliminate these guys, finish them off, but there's I guess we can't actually even attack them. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no point anyway because the army sitting in the settlement anyway, so it's gonna be completely destroyed after the battle.
Monsieur.
Right, yeah, the thing I don't like about the Grenadiers is that they have a lower unit count than the other units. Like, it's a very strong unit, but the fact that they only have 120 unit models makes them a little bit weaker, in my opinion. This warfare, this type of warfare is very important. The numbers are huge for this era of warfare. The quality is not necessarily as important. Anyway, should be in range here, and as soon as we start firing, I believe they will. Yeah, here they come. Come at us. What I'm hoping to do is we can sweep into their flank with our dragoons, and this flank should hold. Maybe stretch it out a little bit more, just so we can get more muskets firing at once. Another great thing about this game is no restrict camera. So we can zoom in, we can go around the map anywhere we want. The last game before legendary difficulty shows up. I think Shogun 2 comes after Napoleon, and that's Shogun 2 was the first legendary difficulty Total War game. Might be a little bit undermanned on this side, but I think we'll be okay. Should probably be shooting into this side a little bit. Man, I guess they're walking the infantry because of fatigue. Fatigue is pretty important in this game, but I mean, they are getting shot at by the cannon, so the quicker they get to our lines, probably the better. Just wait for the right moment to swing into these guys. Getting a ton of kills, but once they get closer and we switch to the what is it, the Grapeshot? Canister shot? Be a lot more devastating. Yeah, I don't want to charge in just yet because this unit will probably turn around and start shooting at us. I'd rather them get a little bit closer. Alright, maybe we better get in there before they get some shots in. This unit doesn't seem too interested. Dragoons should break this unit pretty quickly. Lost a couple guys. Got a couple shots off before we got in there, but Dragoons very strong in melee. However, they are actually let's just charge through into these guys. Their weakness though is that they don't have guns. Shooting at them. Should be able to break these guys pretty quick too.
Glorious victories, huh? Is
right.
Soon to be yours.
Let's get out of there. I don't want to lose any more of these dragoons. Fuck. Well, so much for that. Took pretty. There's a couple volleys. Did decent damage. I'd like to try and keep the dragoons throughout the campaign, though they are a little bit expensive. I find though the other cavalry are a little bit more valuable, to be honest, just because of the fact that they do have guns. Oh wow, I did not line these guys up very well. Alright, I think a charge should probably break them here. Lost another shit ton of dragoons there. Oh gosh. Hold your fire, hold your fire. Switch to regular shot. Let's see if we can pick him off. Yeah, the other thing is too, they're gonna take forever to, gonna take quite a while to replenish. But yeah, I really love the feel of this game, guys. The smoke, the musket shots, the cannons, cavalry, it's all pretty fucking sweet. Like, it's, yeah, like I said, I think it's probably one of the most cinematic Total Wars, and I would love to see them redo this game with a 64-bit engine. Holy shit. It would really be an amazing Total War, but anyway. Alright, line back up, guys. Into position. I guess we should actually just should be able to break them with another charge. one more volley in there. It's a little bit sloppy. We took quite a bit of damage on the dragoons, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, these poor Piedmont Sardinian soldiers. Alright, this should more or less break them. Whew, alright. Yeah, I was gonna... I can't remember how to spell the title of the Let's Play, so we'll just go with Italy to save the battles. Anyway, yeah, 142, that's not too bad. I think that is probably better than what the auto-resolve would have done. However, took a pretty bad beating on our dragoons. Hopefully get them replenished over time. We're going to peacefully occupy, and I am going to end the episode there, guys. A little bit shorter. Like I said, I wanted to keep this one a little bit shorter. The next episode will be a little bit longer, but I just want to give you guys a nice little preview of what is to come here in Napoleon Total War. So, thank you very much for watching. Episode number 2 obviously will be next. I hope to see you then. Don't forget to leave your feedback, and yeah, let me know if you guys are enjoying the campaign or not. And yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna finish things off with a couple paragraphs from Alan Schom's Napoleon Bonaparte, chapter 3. So, the military situation in Europe was somewhat confused. France faced the remaining members of the First Coalition, the Emperor of Austria, the King of Sardinia, Victor Amadeus III, and Great Britain. Habsburg dominated northern Italy, included the Duchy of Milan, Mantua, reigned over the Duchy of Tuscany at Florence. A Spanish Bourbon, Ferdinand IV ruled the southern part of the peninsula, including Naples and Sicily, while also controlling the Duchy of Parma in the north. There was considerable dissatisfaction in the Papal States, including Rome and Bologna, where signs of revolt had already appeared. To the north, the King of Sardinia had already lost Savoy and Nice to the French and was bent on revenge, leaving Piedmont as well as Lombardy in a tense state. French strategy was to launch 2 northern armies across the Rhine, their objective to crush the Austrians and seize Vienna, where it was hoped Napoleon's Army of Italy would join them after sweeping across northern Italy. The French government was concentrating its major effort in the north, considering Napoleon's ragtag Army of Italy a mere sideshow. Alright, see you guys next time. Ragnarok signing out.